Our growth is not just about us. Our growth also is about what other people see. When we grow, we're not just growing for ourselves. What people see in us, what people see from us, inspires them. And today we're talking about how to use our success to inspire other people. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. Welcome back to my 100-day walk to consistency. We are on day number 89. We are in the final stretches of our amazing walk that we've been doing. Hey, I'm glad that you're here. Every day that you show up, every day that you come, every day that you say yes, every day that you're consistent, you're saying that you're showing up for yourself and that you are setting yourself up for success. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead. Let's get started. I'll see you on the walk. Hey, everybody. We are in, the final stretches of our time. And I'm excited because we have changed physically, mentally, emotionally. We've grown and we've become amazing examples of the people that we once were. We have refined, we have chopped away, we've chipped away, we've sometimes cried, we've seen and attacked some of those places that we may not normally have gone before. And so this has been an amazing time. One of the things that I will talk with my group about, my team, and you've heard me say it, that everything I do is built on the Triple E formula for success. We educate, we empower, and we encourage. And when we talk about encouragement, that's that community that we have discussed at length. But one of the most important parts of the community is the example that we set, the things that we do, and the things that people see in us. When you show up, when you tell your story, when people see your story, then they're more likely to believe and to understand that it can be done. Often we try to hide those pieces of ourselves. We're talking about success today, but I want to make a point here that we hide those pieces of ourselves that shows the growth, because we want, of course, to put our best foot forward. But sometimes your growth, the struggle that you've had, the places you've been, the things that you've seen, that is exactly what other people need to see to understand that they can do it as well. So when you become successful, you're not just doing this for yourself, you're also doing this because when other people see where you've been and how you've climbed and how you've changed, then they can believe that there's a possibility that they can do it as well. And so today we're talking about how do we use that success to inspire other people, to help them move into the direction of being successful as well. One of my mentors says that sometimes our purpose is in our pain. Our purpose comes out of our pain. There's another level. There's another level. We talk about physical, mental, and emotional. There's another level of fulfillment, and that is turning our personal struggles into an example for other people. Oh, I need to. Hey. That's a book title right there. Right, turning our success, our pain, the pain from our success, into an example for other people. And that's an important and powerful thing. So why is your story so powerful? And why does it have the power to spark transformation? Well, there are a lot of people that are out there right now. Even maybe you're one of those people, and you're not quite sure. You're not quite sure if you can make it, if you can do it. You're not quite sure if it's possible. You've been told, but you don't know anybody. Or you've seen people, and they're not in your circle. One of the important things about marketing and advertising is this idea of connecting. When you can connect with someone, then it almost follows through that the things that you talk about are things that's going to affect or they're going to latch on to. And so I know a lot of people who have done amazing things. When I say I see a lot of people, but they're not me. I was like, well, that's that other guy over there. That worked for him, but it doesn't work for me. And when we can share our story, when we can share our successes, the people around us who can touch, feel, hear, can smell us, then they know, well, man, look at that. If Dwain did that, and I know him, he goes to church with me, he is in class with me, he lives down the street from me. If he can do it, then for sure I know that I can be successful as well, right? So you are living proof that changes are possible. Ooh, yeah. Let me say it again. You are living proof that changes are possible. Because sometimes we read stuff in the book. John such and such down in 1905 did it. And this person did it in 2010. This person did it in 2025. Whatever the history is, we hear about those people, but you are a living, tangible, touchable person. And hey, man, look at that. He can do it. And you are living proof that that's the case. When people see someone they can relate to, someone they can connect with, oh, that makes all the difference in the world. And so you can get to make that difference. That's why your story is so empowering. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect in order for your story to make a change. Back to this idea of the places that we are in. I was at, my son had an awards banquet yesterday, and there was this amazing two students who did a rendition of a performance of The Places You Go, The Places You Will Go by Dr. Seuss. And I've never really listened to the words, but if you go back and you read that book and you listen to the words, it is a perfect example of a commencement speech for a class, for graduation, or even a commencement speech for a group. In fact, I'm thinking I may adopt that and do something with it. But it's amazing because sometimes we think we have to be perfect. We think that because we have the degree, we think that because we reach the weight, we think that because our blood sugar is better, because our A1C is improved, because, right, and because, we think we have to be there in order to be an example. And the answer is actually absolutely not. Because your climbing, the path that you're on is important to people. There's always somebody ahead of you, and there's always somebody that's behind you. And so you don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up. Oh, whoa. You hear that? Don't be perfect. Just show up. Just come. Come with your brokenness. Come with your story. Come with the anxiety. Come with the doubt. Bring it all, and let's just deal with it. And stepping into this 100 days, a lot of us came with doubt. We came not understanding, not believing, not knowing whether we could make it through these 100 days. And here you are, 89 days in. You're about to hit 90 here in just a little while. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm proud of you. Right? Because you've committed. And so even in this, having somebody who may even now be starting on the 100 days. There are some people who just now found us. There are people who you are going to tell about us. There are people who will find day number 100, and you can be an example to say, man, no, we did this, I did this, I went through, and I am a living example that these 100 days work. So make sure that you show up. You are someone else's evidence that transformation can be done. Oh, whoa. So we're always looking for other people to be evidence for us. We're always looking for other people to be the example to us. But guess what? We are the example for somebody else. As I said, somebody's always ahead of us and somebody's always behind us. So we could be the example. We can be the proof for somebody else. Because your success, your growth, your change is vital to somebody else's journey. Limitless Living says that I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I am successful. And part of that, right, is making sure that our community is growing, community is changing, our community is getting better. So that is why your story has the power to spark transformation, because you are part of that process and you are a living example to somebody else. So what are three ways to use your success as a source of inspiration? How can we do that? All right, well, number one, you want to share your story with authenticity. Oh, here's that word again. Authenticity. Well, first of all, let's break it down. Share your story. Right? So share your story. You got to tell it. You can't hoard it. You can't just keep it to yourself. You got to be like, look, this is what's going on. And this is not to be bragging or, people say, oh, I don't want to build myself up. I don't want to be arrogant. I'm not talking about that. There are going to be people that show up in your spaces, people that are going to ask you things. And when they do, you want to be readily available to share your story with them. We talked about finding a private and a public way to share your story in one of our episodes a few back, right? So make sure that you are working to put that together so that you can share your story. And be available, be ready. There are so many opportunities that come up for us to be able to do this. And sometimes because of our lack of confidence, we don't take advantage of those. But now that we are more self-sufficient, we are more self-assured, that's not going to be an issue, right? Right? So you want to share your story. You don't need a stage. You just need to say, hey, this is what's going on. You'll hear people talk about their struggles. Answer a question. Don't get in there and take over, but just answer a question. They'll say to you, man, I've struggled with my weight. I've struggled with finances. I've struggled with my A1C. I've struggled with my blood sugar. I've struggled with self-confidence. I've struggled with being authentic. I've struggled with resilience, or they may use other words, right? We've used those words, but they may use other words. But you want to be listening to them so that you can hear what they're really saying, right? Somebody might be out there and you're at your job or in your family, your kids, your mother, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, somebody, a friend of yours will be talking and they say, man, I can't do that, whatever it is. And what you want to hear when they're saying that is that I don't have the confidence that that's possible. One, I don't know anybody who can do that or anybody who has done it. They say it's possible, but I've not had any successes. Right? Every time I've tried, I failed. But now you can jump in and you could say, okay, here's an example. Here I am, touchable, feelable, hearable person. Right? So begin sharing your story. You can also share your story on social media. Now, everybody can have a platform. So your purpose may be in your pain. Let me say it again. Your purpose may be in your pain. Often, we hide the pain because we want to show the highlight reels. We want to show where we've been, where we came from. But we don't want to show that. We want to show when we arrived. But a big part of success for other people is seeing that it can be done. I mean, tell me some stuff great, but if you want me to be successful, show me. And when you can do that, then you help people to be successful as well. All right, so share your story. You can also share in conversations with family and friends. Now, what they say sometimes, the people closest to you are the ones who don't listen to you. That's okay. Right? Don't be obnoxious with it. But if there's an opportunity, go ahead and share it. Share it with all your folks. You can say to them, hey, we don't have to keep going out like this. We don't have to keep having heart attacks. We don't have to keep having strokes. We don't have to keep having amputations and go blind. We don't have to keep having all these metabolic illnesses. We don't have to keep people who keep dying from cancers. Share your story, family, with friends. And then of course, small groups. There are things at your church. Become involved. Maybe it's a health, maybe it's a business, maybe it's financial, whatever it is, wherever you've been successful, begin sharing your story. Right? Take those opportunities. Don't hide. When they ask for a volunteer to do something, go, boom, there I am. Right? Be the change. Be the change that you want to see. Be the change that you can create. And then encourage other people through your presence and as an example. This goes back to mentoring and just being available in spaces, right? Sometimes our consistency is louder than our words. I'm going to say that I could get online and talk for days and not have the impact that being on this video consistently over the last 90 days, 89 days has had. Because I'm out here, I'm walking, I'm talking, right? But I could sit and I could tell people all the time, exercise. In fact, one of my patients said to me, she said, I was coming to the office and I was sitting in the lobby because we play our videos in the lobby. I was sitting in the lobby and I was listening to you and I was like, wait a minute, that's the day it snowed. And look at Dr. Woode, he's out there walking, man. I guess I could do it too. Now, I could have told her forever, hey, make sure you're exercising. Hey, make sure you're doing this. Hey, make sure, right? But she saw me out there doing it. And so my consistency, my example was more powerful than the words I could ever have spoken. And so now we'll have these videos up and people they see me walk. So that when I talk to people, when they come to me and they say, hey, what did you do to lose the weight? Hey, what have you done to improve your blood sugar? When my doctor asks me, what have I done? Right? I get to share that. And it is a living example of that, right? So your consistency is much bigger sometimes than our words. Who you are becoming inspires more than the way more than what you say, right? So, did I drop something? Right, so who you are becoming sometimes is much more powerful than what you say. Because we want to end up there, right? We want to end up in the space. But the journey itself can be powerful. And the words I share are important. Don't negate that. But the person I'm becoming is a fascinating person that other people will love to hear and love to see. And then offer to help someone start their journey. Right? There are a lot of people who are currently unsure, who don't know where to begin. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to start a walking campaign, walking program. They don't know how to begin working on their weight. They don't know how to begin working on their personhood, how to improve their mind. This is a perfect example now, right? So you can find somebody who's on that path, who's at that stage, and say, hey, let me walk alongside you. And go ahead and bring them to the videos. Say, hey, let's go listen to this video together. Let's go do this while we walk. Let's start a group. Let's start a support group. Let's start a community group. And let's watch the videos. Right? We have them broken down into different different playlists based on the weeks. Hey, why not? Hey, let's work on this week. Let me work on that next week. So I think right now there are about 10, 12 playlists that we have out there. Yeah, boom, why not? All of that those are all ways that you can begin sharing your information. Be someone's accountability partner. We talked about that. Find somebody. Right? Don't wait for them to find you. You go looking, searching. Find a person that you can be an accountability partner for. You can recommend a resource like this. Recommend the videos. Say, hey, I know a place. I did some stuff. Right? When you have someone tell you about something that they've done, the likelihood that you get involved is much higher. As a matter of fact, when you take someone, the likelihood that they get involved is much higher. Right? So you can be that person for somebody, and make sure that you are pointing them to resources, a podcast, a blog, the videos, our channel, and then start a walking group. Whoa! Say, hey, we're gonna go walking, and we're gonna listen to. We're gonna go through a 100-day walk to consistency and health, and then at the end, so it's half an hour, right? Typically, so watch it or listen to it. So everybody's in their podcast, everybody's listening, and at the end, have a time where you discuss, maybe 15 minutes. That's 45 minutes right there. Right? That's great. Or you have a lunch and learn, right? So you do half an hour of exercise, and then you guys sit down and discuss. Wow, what an amazing process to go through. I can't think of a better way of using this. You can have a check-in, right? Say, hey, this is what I want to do. Can I check in with you? Find somebody who's going to be your accountability partner. All of those are ways. And when you can do that, remember we're talking about rhythm, alignment, and structure. Structure is paramount. Structure is key. Structure is one of the most important aspects of success, because if we don't have structure, then we don't have a consistent method. This goes back to this whole idea of routines and putting systems into place. So the ripple effect of inspired action are important. The ripple effects, I guess I should say, are very important. So somebody inspired me, and I inspired somebody, and that person inspires someone, and that person inspires someone, and so on and so on and so on. And before long, the power of the inspiration is huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, the inspiration grows exponentially, because the number of people that I can touch is limited. But if I touch 2 people, then each of their people they can touch, it grows. And then they touch 2 people, so that's now 4 people. And those 4 people touch 2 people, right? And that goes on and on and on and on. There used to be a commercial that I'm not going to call the name of the product. All right? So inspiration multiplies when it's shared, when you share it. You inspire one person, they go on to inspire their kids, their spouse, their coworkers. One act of inspiration, one act of courage grows into a tremendous groundswell of encouragement. Mm-hmm. So you get to be person zero in that. When we talk about patient zero, right? You get to be person zero. You may never see the full impact of your consistency. I'm never going to see the full impact of what we're doing right now, because I don't know all the people that we're touching. When you talk back to us, when you send your messages, when you comment on the videos, then I know that you're there. but I'll never know the full impact of all the people that, that these videos have touched, or that my channel has touched, or that my life, my example. I tell you, people are watching, right? They may never say anything to me, but they're watching. They're like, man, if Dwain can do it, if Dwain can drop 85 pounds, if Dwain can improve his blood sugar, if Dwain, right? Boom. If he can do it, I can do it too. So there's a ripple effect. Inspiration multiplies. And then inspiration reinforces your own journey. When we talk about see one, do one, teach one. When other people are being helped, then you re-strengthen your own habits. You re-strengthen your own thoughts. You see the impact of what's going on. I get so jazzed when in the office, people say to me, man, Dr. Woode, I wasn't sure about the fasting. I wasn't sure about the walking. I wasn't sure about whatever it is that they weren't sure about. But I see you out there. And I'm gonna come join you. I'm gonna come do it. That excites me because it says that something that I'm doing, right, is touching somebody else. And for me, that is like, that's the thing. That is what brings me endless joy. To see that there's something that I can do in my limited capacity. Well, let me change that. In my unlimited capacity, right? And that has a significant impact on other people. Because that is like tremendous. That's an amazing process. And I want people to see that. I told you my body is my advertising. That's one of the reasons for coming up with that. Because I want to be able to inspire the people. Inspiring others is a powerful accountability tool. Man, there's some times when I may want to grab something, right? So something's going on, I'm like, I can buffer with this right here. It's gonna taste so good. I'm just gonna wallow in my self-pity for a little while. And sometimes the reason I don't do that is because other people are watching. And this is not to be fake. This is to say that there are people that are my accountability partner. I tell my group, I tell my folks that I'm watching, that are watching me on my show, you are my accountability partner. You're part of my accountability group. Because if I wasn't coming on here right now and having to show you my blood sugars, I might have made a different choice. I'm waiting for this car to pull out, right? And then it shifts you from consumer to a contributor. So you're no longer just taking in. You're no longer a taker, but you are also a giver. You are a pourer. You are a sustainer. You're part of the process. You're part of the cycle, right? That circle of life, you're part of the cycle. You're putting back into the place that supported you. And that is like, that's powerful. So you're no longer just absorbing inspiration. You're now in the process of producing inspiration. You're no longer just absorbing, but you're also a source of inspiration. And when you do that, when you can be in that position, man, the growth is incredible. That's the full circle that we've come from where we started to where we are right now. Great, 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 great. So how do you go about doing this, right? How do you go about doing this? So one, and I'm waiting for these cars to go by. It's a busy little spot right here. So one, you want to be authentic in your story. That means that you have to have looked at your story. You have to have decided who you are and what it is that you're getting from the story. You have to evaluate Oh, there's that word, there's that word, there's that word. You have to have evaluated the process. Yeah? Because if you don't, then you are just being random. So what are the key takeaways from your story? Be authentic and share the story. Number two, you want to craft that into a story. It's going to be authentic. You're going to craft it into a story. So someone said to me recently, or someone didn't say, but I read and I heard, they said you can't persuade anybody if you don't have a story. You can't persuade anybody if you don't have a story. And the story, I'm not talking about writing a novel. I'm not talking about, this momentous story, in the movies. I'm talking about your story about where you started. Remember, a story, it is a subject, an object. There is some clear idea that's conveyed. There's a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion. That's a story. I struggled for 25 years with my blood sugar. I, even as an endocrinologist, didn't understand and didn't believe that I could be successful because I was so hampered and tied to the past and the emotions and the history that continued to drag me down. But one day I went whitewater rafting and I fell out of the raft. And as I was under the raft, can't breathe, unable to do anything else, I knew I couldn't stay where I was. I didn't know where the rapids would take me if I let go of that raft. But I knew I couldn't breathe under the raft. I couldn't breathe under there. There was nothing there for me. And so I let go. And when I let go, the rapids took me. And it took me over rocks. And then I realized that I was in a place of quiet because the rapids had brought me into a little stream. And around me were other people trying to help me out of this pool or out of the stream. And I, at that moment, decided that just like being under the raft, just like being in that raft, just like going whitewater rafting, my life was like that. My diabetes was like that. My weight was like that. The things that held me back were like that. I didn't know what was going to happen when I let go. I didn't know what was going to happen when I decided I was going to move on. I didn't know what was going to happen when I decided to break some ties. I didn't know what was going to happen when I decided to confront my demons. I didn't know where it was going to take me, but I knew where I was, I couldn't stay. And when I let go, I found out there was a mass of people that are out there waiting to help me. I found out that there was peace outside of where I was. I found out there was a way that I could do what I needed to do. And now I'm so excited because I am walking for 100 days. I'm talking to other people about my story. That's my story. What's your story? Right? Craft it into a story. And then you want to make sure that you are reflecting. Every single day, there is something that you've learned. There's an experience that you've had. There is some key element that you have discovered. There's some thought that has been garnered, generated, inspired. And if you're not evaluating, if you're not writing, if you're not recording, if you're not documenting, you're losing all of those. You're losing all of those. I heard someone say recently, this morning I was listening to a podcast, and they said every single day, was it every single day or every year? At least we get 3 ideas that if we acted on it, would change our lives. And you know why we don't act on it? Because a lot of times we don't remember. Have you ever had that thought? Where, man, this would be a great thing right here, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, what was that? Yeah, write it down. And you will be amazed at how powerful that can be. Man, inspiration. Inspiration. Yep, one of my favorite conversations. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. You know I was going to say that. Well, let's go ahead. We can't ever leave without doing our challenge. So go ahead and grab your journal. And so we're talking about our challenge, inspiring one person today. That's what we're talking about. We're inspiring one person today. So number one, write down 1 to 2 wins from the past 89 days. Oh man, 89. 1 or 2 wins from the last 89 days. What success have you had that could give someone else hope? You've tried a lot of different things that were supposed to help you with consistency. You've tried a lot of different things that were supposed to help you with your blood sugar, with your weight, with your finances, with your relationship, with your mindset. You've tried a lot of things and they didn't work. And this worked. What is it? What have you done? What have you learned that can give somebody else some hope? Choose how you are going to share or model that success. Craft the story. Craft the story with authenticity, with those points. Is it a conversation? Is it a social post? Is it helping somebody else to get started? How are you going to share that? Make sure that you're doing that. Put it together. You can't persuade, you can't convince without a story. So this is your story. And then reflect on how your journey could become somebody else's breakthrough. Oh man, how could your journey be somebody else's breakthrough? Remember, your purpose sometimes is hidden in your pain. Your purpose is sometimes hidden in your pain. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. How can my journey be somebody else's breakthrough? Who comes to mind? How can you reach out? How can you share with them the successes that you've had? Amazing, amazing. We're on the way. We're on the way. You know, when we talk about our journey, this inspiration is an amazing thing. Inspiration and consistency are key. You didn't just grow for yourself. You didn't just improve for you. Your story matters. Your consistency matters. Your journey matters. It matters to somebody. It matters to what they're doing. It matters to their success. And you can be the one, your story can be the one that helps them to unlock that. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. So glad that you're here for my 100-day walk to consistency and health. We're going to come back. I want you to make sure that you are doing the challenges. Don't just let these be things that are on the shelf, on the video. Make sure you're putting the time in. Make sure you're reflecting. Make sure you're doing what you need to do to be successful. I'm standing in front of this tree right now, and the root of the tree, you see that down there? That's the trunk. But look at the branches. Look at how they've spread out. Your story can be part of that system. Make sure you join me for another day of my 100 walk to consistency. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level, creating the life we've always wanted. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you on day number 90.